What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back again, early morning grind, and early this morning in the United States, around 7 in the morning. The final press conference kicked off for Billy Joe Saunders versus Willie Monroe, and it was a million times more flamboyant, more trash talk, a million times better than Triple G and Canelo Alvarez's press conference yesterday. It didn't have all those media members there, all the fanfare, but it definitely had the verbal attack. And I like the way the UK sets up their press conferences. You know, they have a nice mediator, and, he asks questions that the fans want to know. And I think at the end of the day, it eliminates the time that the fighters have to have one-on-one after the press conference. You know, because he's asking questions that the media already wants, so they're able to cut out a little bit early and, making weight. You can tell in the fighter's face when they struggling to make weight, and or when they angry, a little agitated making weight. And like you seen in Canelo's face yesterday, he just looked, drained a little bit. Billy Joe Saunders looked a little bit drained here, or maybe just those fucking cheekbones or bags under his fucking eyes. But Willie Monroe looked comfortable, and it started off pretty civil. They talked to Anthony Yard about his next opponent, and he just talked about him. He's supposed to fight an undefeated guy from Canada. He pulled out, and now he fight another guy, and they talked about his future when he could step up to the world title level. And next year should be the year for him to step up to the world title level. And hopefully succeeds because he's a monster. He didn't have an amateur background. I just did a video on it, and that could be very critical. And we're going to learn a lot about his character when he steps up, a major step up in competition next. But, Willie Monroe was on his phone. He took a little slack from it, from Billy Joe Saunders. So he's playing Candy Crush Saga. And, he just went there and said, I'm just here so I won't get fined. Put media obligation, try to put his Marshawn Lynch, and of course, it went over everybody's head in the UK because they probably don't watch American football like that, or familiar with whoever Marshawn Lynch is. But us in America, we know what he meant when he said, "I'm just here to want to get fined." But he didn't want to open up and answer the questions, but he eventually did, and he talked about his fight being canceled. And, his wife, the baby is supposed to be on the 12th. He's supposed to be in the UK. They canceled his fight. The baby came right before his flight at 11:48 the next day because of Hurricane Irma, whatever the hurricane name is. And how it was a blessing. And he was just, getting real, real deep. And they asked his promoter from Banner Promotions, a little bit about Willie Monroe. And he said he found them in a Boxino tournament. And, and he said that, Willie was the first one to sign up no matter who was in the tournament. And shocked everybody and won his last tournament by knockout. And that's how he got signed to Banner Promotions. And, Willie Monroe got real deep about, about his trials and tribulations as well. There's a lot of stuff I didn't know as far as the Banner Promotion part as well. Said he lost to Darnell Boom. And Darnell Boom is like the ultimate journeyman. He got body count. He said his whole entourage left him and only his boy TJ was there. He said they had built a gym in his garage, or one of those guys' garage, and started working out and got the call for the Boxino tournament, and the rest was history. And he said he know where it basically means to be in the rock bottom struggle when everybody counts you out. And he's faced adversity before. And of course, Billy Joe Saunders chimed in and played the video when Willie Monroe quit versus Triple G. Willie Monroe said basically that I got a family to go to, and I didn't want to go back and damage goods. And basically said, in a cryptic way, he said basically, no matter what he did, before the knockdown, that he was losing the fight. So basically, that's why he quit. Plus he didn't want to get damaged for the family, but he says he knows he was the B-side and Gluffin was the A-side. He can outbox them for the next 5 or 6 rounds, whatever was left. He said he basically wasn't going to win, so he just mailed it in and live to fight another day. And in a Warriors code, in a boxing, you can't do that. You can't quit. He was better off just hitting the canvas and just taking the 8 count and acting like he was knocked out. And that's just being young and inexperienced and not knowing what the fuck you're doing. And at the end of the day, you got to look at your corner, man. Your corner should have threw the towel in. When the corner throws the towel in, nobody calls a boxer a quitter. And I think that's where he messed up at. But, of course, Billy Joe Saunders got on his skin, called him a quitter, saying that he trained and, for the best, the best fight, he in the best shape of his life. And they did the same thing they did with Kell Brook and they did with Kid Galla. They took him to the Sheffield University, test his blood, see how much protein he needs, see what he needs in his body to be in his best weight. And, they put the perfect game plan for these guys to come in the perfect weight. And the way Kell Brook was looking perfect in the body for every fight and squeezing down to 147, when in real life he was actually a 154-pounder. They're doing with Billy Joe Saunders. So I look for him to be in the best shape of his career and put on a show. And he's talking cash shit. And one of the reporters asked him, how does it feel that a lot of UK, fans and, Europe fans feel that, you a scum, you a punk, you a bitch, and how you feel. He didn't say bitch, but basically that's what they mean when they call him Billy Ho Saunders. How I feel that your own countrymen are calling you out and picking back in Willie Monroe to win this victory, win this fight. And he said that basically when I start winning and I whoop some ass, everybody is going to be on the train and everybody going to come back and basically kiss my ass and kiss my belt. Billy Joe Saunders also talked about fighting the winner of Triple G and Canelo. He says he got the heart. He wants that fight. And they basically saying this is an unofficial tournament, that the winner, Golovkin and Canelo, will fight the winner of this fight. And I don't think so. In Golovkin's defense, he will. But I don't think Canelo will. Because Canelo's not going to take all the belts. He's not fighting WBC belt. So what good is the WBO belt for Canelo Alvarez? That's just mean more mandatories for him. So I'm pretty sure Golden Boy got a plan, win, lose, or draw for Canelo Alvarez to go on and do something big, go on and follow their fight plan. So if Canelo wins, I don't think he's going to fight neither one of these guys. He's going to go on and do his own thing. If Golovkin wins, he will go on and try to become lineal undisputed champion. And, it is what it is. Billy Joe Saunders said he wants that fight to test his will, to test himself. And one thing I took away is Willie Monroe is a very fragile-minded guy. He sounded like he wanted to cry at points of this final press conference, which I will leave a link in the description to BT Sports on Facebook. I'll take you straight to the live stream they did this morning, what I watched it on. Well, he seemed like he was getting very emotional and very agitated, and Billy Joe Saunders is in his mind. And that's why he was on the phone trying to take his mind off the press conference. And, I just don't know about Billy Joe Saunders going over there. I don't know if he's mentally tough. I don't think he has the experience. I don't think he has the team. I think if he had a better team around him, a better trainer that can show him how to unlock his full athletic and boxing potential, I think he'd be better off. But that's one thing I don't trust about his team. I don't trust I don't trust him mentally. Physically, he's the truth, but I don't trust him mentally, and I don't trust his team to really unlock his potential. But let me know what y'all think.